back. Welcome to another edition of Interactive Wrestling Radio right here on WrestlingEpicenter.com. James Walsh, joined as always by Mr. Patrick Kelly.
I have to say, the voice of the lady that calls us into the conference call is a lot sexier than the Blog Talk chick.
You think so? So
yeah,
you think that this
sexier
lady,
voice.
She sounds like an old lady. The other one was like, Blog Talk Radio. It sounded like my wife, so I don't know, maybe I got a soft spot.
Well, I thought it sounded like Daniel Edler trying to imitate your wife.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow, that's frightening. And also with us on the line is Mr. Nick. No, I was going to give you a nickname there, but I couldn't come up with one.
Ladies and gentlemen, because R-Truth smoked last night, I am currently smoking a cigarette.
Yes, see there, WWE, it's the power of suggestion. You've taken Nick's impressionable little mind and you've turned him into a tobacco junkie. Shame on you.
Now, here's my thing. Here's something I want to ask, and anybody who knows me, and I don't mean to get too political here on the show, but I can't stand a lot of anti-smoking ads because a lot of the people that do them and the way they're presented, they come across like know-it-all assholes. And to be honest, I feel the compulsion to smoke just to piss these people off. So that's how effective their ads are. But I'm like, okay, to them, is R-Truth the victim because he's the smoker, or is he the evil guy because he smokes? I mean, are smokers like evil, or are they the victims? I don't know.
He was the evil guy who smoked, and because he blew the smoke in John Morrison's face, which is ironic because just the other night I was watching a WCW tape from 1998 where the Giant had that unexplained smoking angle.
Uh-huh.
He smoked for like no reason whatsoever.
Because he was a bad guy.
Oh, yeah, I had no idea why. I couldn't figure it out. I mean, I still don't know why it was. What if he was supposed to be like their Sandman or what the hell the case was? But yeah, I mean, that I thought to myself, I remember, and there was another angle too where the Sandman came out with a beer and a cigarette, and Bischoff, when he was doing the whole Reformed thing in '99, just before he got fired, came out and confronted Sandman, or Hack as he was called at the time, and said, "You're not going to do that on our program," and things like that. And he expected, I think, a babyface reaction. It was more just a people sitting on their hands reaction, really.
Yeah. But I will say this: one of my favorite moments in WrestleMania history does involve a cigarette and a fire extinguisher.
Which one would that be?
When Roy Piper Robert, what's his name? Morton Downey Jr.
Mr. 15 Minutes of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, who the hell is that? I mean, I don't even know who that is, Morton Downey Jr.
He was like some talk show host that was like a loudmouth, and he was famous for a cup of coffee.
His father apparently was a singer, a really well-known singer, and Piper actually referenced that in the in the little segment, like, I remember your dad, he was a really good singer. And then, they start talking, and they did a whole line of, I told you not to blow the smoke in my face.
Thank you for saying that. That's the only thing I remember about that segment. And the only thing I remember about it is because I was desperately trying to figure out what the hell accent Piper was doing. Don't you blow no more smoke in my face. What the hell are you doing?
Well, Piper's always had kind of like a fake Scottish thing. Because obviously, that's what he's going for. But he never got it to quite sound right.
Well, he never bothered. I mean, he hasn't bothered in years, has he? To even try.
Well, because people know it's fake.
I mean, Portland is not. Portland is not in Scotland. Last I checked.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah.
According to Muhammad Hassan,
I will say this:
they
are equally as sunless there in Portland.
Is that where Sheamus is from? Is that where he's from?
No, he's actually from Scotland. But Brian
Ireland.
He's Irish. Okay, that explains the lack of a kilt. I'll be PC and I'll curl at a skirt.
Actually, I think the Irish do wear a kilt.
They used to. Some still do, but it's not common anymore, right, Pat? Am I right on that?
It's not. No, it's not common. Like Scotland, they're the ones known for the kilt, but it's not unheard of to see some kilt wearers in Ireland, especially on St. Patrick's Day. Especially on St. Patrick's Day? Is that because they get drunk and they raid their wife's closet or something, or what? Yeah, probably. Okay. You ever notice you never...
Very dark path, a very strange path and we just started taping.
That's true. We're offending everybody, even our own peoples. Anyway, that's the way to go. Last week, this past Sunday was Lockdown, and I think I'm probably pissed Nick off pretty badly on Facebook on Monday when I read that Angle, that Jarrett had broken ribs, and I implied that I wonder if somebody hacked Kurt Angle's body to make him hurt Jarrett's ribs, because Kurt Angle had a ridiculous thing on Twitter where he ripped on WWE guys for using his moves, and I think he's got a legitimate point there, but then tried to cover it up saying, oh, I was hacked. It wasn't me who said it. Just own it, dude. Just own it. You said it. I can get behind some of what you said. Randy Orton was right, too. You're both right. Big deal.
Yeah, I think have fun with it.
Yeah, but Angle tried to backtrack and say he got hacked and all that crap, so I gave him a little crap over that. Anyway, I wanted to start the show by saying that in all honesty, and I'm not saying this as a TNA sycophant or because I'm a Hogan fan and I want to support the company that he's with, I truthfully and honestly believe that Angle and Jarrett at Lockdown was far superior than Undertaker and Triple H at Mania.
Boo! That's what the WWE fans are going to say, so I'll just fill it in now. I did not see Lockdown, so I don't know for sure.
And Nick, what do you? I don't think I need to ask Nick this because it's like that's like asking is water wet. But Nick, do you agree with me?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say I think the big issue is that in the TNA match they did a lot of high profile spots, but there was never a point where it got to be ridiculous, like with WWE, the Taker or Triple H match, it almost kind of got to be Rocky V where they're slamming each other on the concrete and they're just getting right up and then they're going back into boxing stances.
Well, I thought it was like towards the end it was just getting absurd almost where, again, I enjoyed the Undertaker Triple H match. I'm not going to bash it too much because it was the best part of that WrestleMania, but
absolutely,
it just got to a point where when he kicked out of 3 pedigrees, it was like, okay, shit's done now. Okay, this is just like a parody of itself now.
Yeah, I mean, what would he have to do to beat him after 3 pedigrees? I don't know. And then next time.
Well, some people are saying that they hope next year at WrestleMania it's not going to happen, but some people are saying it should be Undertaker and Jericho, and I'm like, do you honestly think after everything that happened in this match that anything Jericho does is going to beat Undertaker?
Shy of gunshots, I don't think there was anything that was going to, storyline-wise, that was going to keep Undertaker down in that match. And, that's the story they're trying to sell, that he's unbeatable at WrestleMania. But I don't know. 3 pedigrees was a little bit like, I don't know, man. That's just weakening the move now.
Quite honestly, what Triple H should have done is roll him up in a schoolboy, do the old Raven ECW finish, because that always worked.
Yeah, I hated those, by the way. There is a pay-per-view, I think it was Anarchy Rules 2000. It was Danny Doring and Roadkill against I have no idea who, right? This match was, they went into the crowd, they beat the living shit out of each other, they smashed each other in the face with a belt, and how did the match end? The schoolboy. It's like, you just beat the living piss out of each other, and a simple wrestling move gets the win? Where's the psychology in that?
Kevin Nash talked about that in the shoot interview once, where he was talking about how he doesn't think Paul Heyman is as much of a genius as everybody says he is. And he referenced something like that, where it's like, you can have a guy get hit with light tubes, barbed wire, get set on fire, get hit in the head with a plastic Tyrannosaurus, and then he gets rolled up, and that'll beat him.
It's because you're so goddamn shocked that after everything you've done to this guy, to roll you into a little ball and put your shoulders on the mat. It's not a physical move, it's an all-shocking move. Go look up the move Showtime Kick. on YouTube. It's not that kick was effective. It's just that Ben Henderson was absolutely shocked that all of a sudden Anthony Pettis was flying at him after 5 rounds in an MMA fight. I'm joking, by the way, but we're just making a little joke, yeah. So apparently,
hey, real quick thing here, Nick. That match was insane. Now I want to reference this spot, and maybe Nick can explain it to me because I don't get it. There was a spot where Angle was trying to climb over Jarrett to get out of the cage. Jarrett caught him standing on the top turnbuckles and went for a power bomb. I don't know if it was supposed to be a Hurricane Rana done by Angle or if Jarrett was trying to power bomb him and dropped him. But that was the nastiest landing I've ever seen either of these two guys have. I won't say I've ever seen, but I've ever seen either of these two guys have. Jarrett landed on his face. Angle landed on his head. It was just a nasty-looking fall.
Oh,
and it's a miracle that that's not what hurt them.
Yeah, well, I'll be perfectly honest. When I saw that spot live on Sunday, my first thought was, Kurt just broke his neck again. There is no way that he lands on his fucking head and doesn't break that fragile neck again. Honestly, James, I don't know what they were going for. I just know they botched it very, very badly.
And Jarrett, I mean, everybody's like, even the replays, they're focusing on Angle, probably because of his fragile neck, but Jarrett landed flat on his beak, too.
Yeah.
So neither one of them took a very, good landing on that.
Yeah, well, to be perfectly honest, though, and I will say this, knowing what we've learned about Kurt Angle over the years, he is a guy that will always try to top whatever's being hyped up as the best. So I'm pretty sure what happened was he was hearing all the hype, or maybe he saw the he was watching WrestleMania apparently, and he was like, I got to top that match. And I think that's what he was going for here, and they pulled out some pretty bold spots because Angle even broke out the cage moonsault, which I think is where Jarrett broke his ribs.
That was sick as shit, man. That was sick as shit. Moonsault off the top of the cage, and the reviewers are saying, he missed him. He didn't even hit him. Bullshit. His head slammed right into his fucking ribs, guys.
He headbutted his ribs. Wow.
Because Kurt didn't hit the move properly, but, oh, fuck, yes, he hit him. Just probably got the huge fucking bruise and a big tape on his ribs to prove it.
Yeah, did you see Jarrett, though? He crumbled over, He immediately turned over and held his ribs. I mean, there was no denying that he hit him with it. Did he hit it properly? Absolutely not. But
yeah.
For the reviewers to say, and he completely missed him. No, not completely.
Yeah.
If anything, it's because he landed the way he did that Jarrett got hurt.
Exactly. Oh, if he would have landed flush, he probably would have been somewhat okay. Probably wouldn't have felt very good coming off the top of the cage, but...
Well, he did it to Anderson last year, and that one went fine.
Yeah. I mean, Kurt's done that move a number of times. I mean, either off the cage or off the top turnbuckle, and he kind of has, let's just say, a 250 batting average with it. For the most.
Well, he broke Hardcore Holly's arm, and I remember when he did it on Raw in that cage match against Benoit, or I'm sorry, he who must not be named.
When he wrestled nobody. When he wrestled nobody.
Yeah, it was a blank space. Well, he hit nothing on the match, so there you go.
Yeah. Well, and the Holly thing, that was Holly being an idiot and rolling over too soon. Bob Holly's two big injuries in his career that people remember are the broken arm and Brock Lesnar powerbombing him. Both times are because Bob Holly was an idiot. One time he rolled up, the other time he thought, I know, I'm going to dead weight this guy and make him look like an idiot. The problem is you're dealing with perhaps the strongest man to ever walk into a wrestling ring, and he actually can get you up when you dead weight him.
Now, why did he try to dead weight him on live TV?
Because he's Bob fucking Holly, and he's a little pissant, little brain of a man who looks